All right, so I'm a pretty big fan of New Balance's FuelCell sneaker cushioning technology. Some of the softest, most squishiest stuff on the market. I have the Rebel V3 out here, which is super good. These retail at 130. Then I have the FuelCell Super Comp Trainer 2s, which are absolutely goated. These things are amazing. And then you have, even on the lifestyle side, FuelCell in the 990 V6. As you can see right here. But not all FuelCell is created equally. Some of them are a little softer than others. And then it brings us to this new box that we have here. This is the FuelCell Propel V4. So this is kind of a model that's been out for a while now. I've had this pair for months, honestly. I forgot to do a review on them. But this is one of those shoes that I wanted to give a try because I was like, how is this model? This is a $109 base model, which is on the lower end side of retail for the FuelCell line. But the V4 version of this Propel is actually pretty nice. And I have to say that overall, I'm actually quite impressed what you're getting with the $109 package. So this video is going to be just kind of my thoughts on this model from a casual perspective, not from a running perspective. This is an entry-level running sneaker from New Balance, but for me personally, it's just one of those shoes that I wanted to see is, does it casual well? Is it something that you can wear on a regular basis, day in and day out? Is it comfortable? And so hopefully we'll explore that for you guys in this video. If you guys do want to buy a pair of these, link in the description. It'll take you over to New Balance's site and you can purchase your own. If you guys do use my links to buy these or any of the other FuelCell sneakers that you see out here, I'll link those as well in the description. But if you do use my links, it does give me a little bit of a kickback and it lets New Balance know that you guys rock with the channel. Greatly appreciate it when you guys do that. So first things first, straight out of the box, you look at it and you're like, okay, they definitely did some different things with this new V4 version of the Propel. And I'll get into some tech specs in a second, but it definitely looks like they increased the stack height on this Propel model as well as added a plate in the middle. I don't think the Propels previously had a plate in the middle, and it kind of reminds me very much so of these guys right here. So these are the Super Comp Trainer 2s, as I mentioned. They do look fairly similar in the midsole, just the overall sculpting, and then also the fact that there's a little bit of a plate on the bottom. They do feel extremely different on feet though. The Super Comp Trainers are super squishy comparison to these. Like in hand, this one's pretty soft and squishy, but this one's by far way more soft and squishy. So I think for on feet, if you're looking for max cushion, this is definitely the winner in my opinion. And I'll have a follow-up video on these pretty soon because I have a comparison between some of the other like max cushion sneakers on the market, and I've worn these ones quite a bit, so I wanted to give you guys kind of my take on why I prefer these over some of the others. Feels like the foam density is a little bit different. Like this one's about a 26 or so, at least from my reading, and then this one's about a 27.5 or so, 28. This one's a little bit firmer as well, like 28, 29. These are about like a 26. So if you're looking at foam density, I feel like the density is a lot softer in these two versions of sneakers versus the Propel, but that doesn't mean that what you're getting in this is like any less than some of the other models. Some people don't want a daily trainer as soft and squishy as those models because obviously you want to have some sort of support and some sort of ground feel when you're walking around in the shoes. Ironic talking about ground feel and stuff when you have a max stack of cushion like this. It is really comfortable though. You definitely feel some squish in this model, and you actually feel a pretty good amount of squish in the forefoot of this one as well, something I don't remember feeling in the previous version. Also, that heel toe squish is actually really nice in these as well because of that little plate, but also just because of the stack of foam is really big. So moving to the upper, it looks like kind of an engineered mesh upper, so nothing too crazy, just fairly standard. Some fused material for the eyelets for the laces, and overall the cushioning around the collar and then the tongue also feels pretty good on here as well. Just pretty much standard. The outsole traction is pretty nice as well, and after wearing these a little bit, you could see that the fuel cell sections of the shoe definitely have a little bit of wear and tear, which is kind of what you'd expect from wearing them around. Anyway, some information from New Balance about this runner. This is a $109 runner. I think they fit true to size. I'm a 9.5 and that's what I got. They fit me right. New and experienced runners alike will appreciate the underfoot ride and innovative technology and traction to keep you moving at top speeds. FuelCell foam delivers propulsive feel and drives you forward. Upper features a no-sew construction for sleek fit and feel. Engineered upper with synthetic and mesh construction. It says that there's about a 6 mm drop, and also these are about 10.7 ounces. And just confirming that, my 9.5 is actually 10.5 ounces. The Super Comp trainers are 9.5 ounces, so an ounce less. And then the Rebel FuelCell V3s, these are 7.4 ounces. So if you're looking for the lightest option out here, these ones are definitely it. 7.4 ounces is crazy for a 9.5. They're super ultra lightweight. Also, the fuel cell on these are really nice. I personally think that these are a better buy than the Propels, but honestly, it just depends on your feet and what you prefer. And I'll get into some comparison metrics that I drew up for you guys as well. But I think that these are a better option. If you guys want to buy these, I'll link them in the description as well. They are on sale for, I think, 107 right now instead of 130 retail. But just note, this is a V3 version. The V4 version should be coming out later this year. So you're kind of getting the late model at this point, but late model is not necessarily a bad thing. Although I definitely want to see a newer version version of what this shoe would be. And not that we really even want to know, these are 12.9 ounces. So obviously the lifestyle cut and sew leather upper and rubber outsole and stuff, these are much heavier at 12.9 ounces, but a great shoe nonetheless. So the Propel V4 is pretty nice for $109 retail, to be honest. Then you do have the Rebel V3s at $107 on sale. So I wanted to give you guys some comparisons between these, at least when I put these on side by side. One thing I noticed immediately, you sit up a lot higher on the Propel V4 because obviously the cushioning is a lot bigger. So you want a little extra stack height on it for sure. The Propel definitely sits you up a little bit higher. And also the overall padding on this shoe on the midsole is actually greater on the Propel than it is on the Rebel V3. So if you think you're getting more cushioning on the Rebel because it's more expensive, more doesn't necessarily mean better. I feel like the foam compound is different on both of the models. Softer, squishier on the Rebels, probably faster and more responsive as well because it is lighter. However, the traction is a little bit less on the Rebels. It's lower to the ground as well, so you don't feel the squish as much, even though it's a softer foam. And then also the padding of the shoe. If you need a little bit more padding, the Rebel offers a kind of a gusseted tongue with a little bit of a neoprene sort of padding on it, not overly cushy. And if you want a little bit more cushioning, then the Propel definitely has more cushioning around the collar. And again, the overall feeling of squishy feel underfoot does feel a little bit better in the Propel because again, that stack height is a lot better. I didn't notice the plate too much in here. Like I didn't feel like I was uneven or wobbly or anything like that walking around in these shoes. I feel like companies have done a really good job of perfecting the balance and symmetry of a sneaker and making sure that when you're putting these on, even though you have a pretty big stack of foam, you don't feel like you're gonna break an ankle. Sometimes if the foam is too firm and you have a massive stack and it's like narrow, then you could definitely probably pop an ankle, but they make these so soft that you kind of squish down with it as you're rotating your ankles and stuff. And I haven't had any problems with them. And I want to specifically call out this one because this is the softer, squishier, larger, bigger brother to all of the fuel cells out here. And it's incredibly soft and squishy, but I don't feel like I'm ever going to like break an ankle or topple over or anything like that because of the way that this thing is constructed. Anyways, I should have another follow-up video on these pretty soon, so stay tuned to the channel. But overall, is this a good buy or not? I say that yes, this is a good buy. $109, $110 is a great price point for a really nice entry-level pair of sneakers. And if you want to pay more money, then obviously this one is really good. However, I feel like this one is probably a little bit more versatile because it is a little bit firmer than the soft squishies. So if you're looking for a daily pair of sneakers, this one's probably the better option. If you already have one of these and you need something a little bit softer and squishier for those days, you want a little extra cushion for the pushing, then obviously switch it up to these things. But this one's probably not the best option for like every single day, all day, every day wear. It's the one that's a little bit softer, squishier, bigger, like I said. So I feel like the everyday racehorse sort of vibes, that's what this gives you right here. And they do a great job in the Propel line. And it's kind of fun to see the small evolutions of what the products are being offered. This is only 4 versions in to the Propel, and it's immensely better than the previous versions. So just throwing that out there. If you guys are looking for a nice entry-level option, I think these are great. If you want the late model or the one that's going to be a late model, the Rebel V3s are incredible, especially at $107. And again, I'll link them in the description. If you want to splurge and you want something crazy, soft, squishy, and also obviously a running sneaker, this thing is pretty insane. The Supercomp Trainer V2s, one of my favorite pairs of sneakers this year, actually. And if you want to go lifestyle side of things, the 990 V6s are pretty insane. Really nice, comfortable pair of sneakers, obviously firmer comfort, but the build quality on these are incredible. And I don't know, I just really love that model as well. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was somewhat informative. If it was, leave a comment, let me know. Also, if you have extra input that you guys would like to add to the Propel V4s for other people, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Again, thank you guys for stopping by and watching. If you guys want to buy any of them, links in the description. And hopefully we'll see you back on the channel for some more sneaker content soon. All right, peace, guys.